The great ball of fire that came streaking across the western sky late last night. It had a sonic boom that jolted some people right out of bed. Scientists say it was a massive 10-ton meteor entering the atmosphere. CTV's Alberta Bureau Chief Janet Dirks with the bright light.
The dazzling fireball lit up the sky for a few precious seconds, and social media lit up as well. Just saw a huge fireball from Hornby Island. Another tweeted it was huge in the sky in Calgary, shaking houses. Witnesses say they heard a loud boom.
I was just getting ready for bed, and big explosion. Like, a lot of people thought it was thunder, but I thought it was an explosion.
This astronomer says they likely heard a sonic boom from a meteor, traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Would have been beautiful and big and bright.
And based on the brightness, it was a substantial size too.
This would be a very rare piece of rock, maybe the size of a refrigerator or a dishwasher, small car, something like that.
According to the American Meteor Society, the space rock traveled about 100 kilometers from Boswell, BC, disappearing near Meadow Creek, BC, 70 kilometers north of Nelson. Now the search has begun to find the pieces.
We are going to travel out there.
Geoscientist Alan Hildebrandt will be heading to the tough terrain to try to find any fragments. He was the lead researcher after a meteorite shattered into thousands of pieces near Lloydminster, Saskatchewan in 2008.
An event like this for the southern part of Canada, where most of our population lives, is, let's say, roughly once a year.
Scientists view these rocks as gifts from the sky, formed in the solar system billions of years ago. Janet Dirks, CTV.
A possible meteor lit up the night sky in BC and parts of Alberta, and we have the video to prove it. Numerous people took to social media to say they heard a boom and saw a flash light up the sky at around 10 last night. Mounties fielded dozens of calls from Nelson, the Okanagan, the Comox Valley, and as far away as Calgary. The American Meteor Society estimates the suspected meteor entered the atmosphere near the south end of Kootenay Lake at Boswell and terminated at the north end by Meadow Creek. Look at that.
An almost full moon wasn't the only thing lighting up the sky over BC last night. A streaking meteor put on a dazzling show. When CTV's Penny Dafalos reports, the question now is, where did it land, if it even landed at all?
It was a dazzling streak that only lasted a few seconds, but lit up the heavens like daytime while startling those in its path.
The whole house shook.
The publisher of the Castlegar source was inundated with messages from people fearing an atomic bomb had gone off.
Well, imagine when you hear a car crash and then times it by 1,000. It's about that same sort of noise.
It was loudest along the meteor's path through the central Kootenays, but more than 200 reports to the American Meteor Society span Vancouver Island to Saskatchewan and as far south as Washington, Idaho, and Montana.
To predict an event like we had yesterday, almost impossible, because you're not looking for something this size.
Scientifically speaking, this meteor was tiny, with estimates varying from basketball size to as big as a desk. Either way, it's unlikely a big chunk actually landed.
If they graze our atmosphere for a very long period of time, they often just burn up and disintegrate before they even reach the surface of the Earth. So you see that beautiful bright streak and whatnot, but you're not actually going to have any damage on the surface of the Earth.
Scientists say if you want to go searching for any potential fragments of this meteorite, it is safe to do so, but they're not going to be that big. The pieces are likely going to be about this size.
We are going to travel out there.
This University of Calgary geoscientist plans to search for those tiny fragments northwest of Nelson.
The area out here is pretty tough in the sense it's mountains and forests for the most part. So it's a lot easier if you're looking in fields and the prairies.
Another clue, it's likely nothing but pebbles. No new forest fires in that area, despite that fiery streak across the night sky. Penny Dafalos, CTV News.
forecast, but first, people have been asking us why the moon looks so orange. And here with the answer, our chief meteorologist, Brian Bachman, in the First Warn 5 Weather Center. Yeah, Brian, what's up with that?
Well, Frank, that unusually orange sight that we're seeing out there in the skies tonight as the moon came up with the storms clearing out just in time for that actually has a lot to do, or everything to do really, with wildfires that are burning in the far western United States. Here's actually a look at that deep orange moon when we were taking a look at it between the 9 and 10 o'clock hours right from outside the TV5 studios. And just to give you a little bit of contrast there, you know, check out the deep, almost reddish orange color it's taken on. And that's due, again, like I said, to smoke that's actually billowing in from the western United States. We'll show you kind of a diagram of it here on the First Warn 5 Sky Tracker. There's a particularly large concentration of wildfires burning across parts of Idaho and western Montana. All of that smoke kind of got swept up in the prevailing winds as it rose higher and higher into the atmosphere, and that smoke was actually able to make it all the way across the Central Plains and to us here in the Great Lakes. And while it didn't really have any major impacts on the weather itself, it's leading to that orangey glow that we see in the moon out there tonight. So at least worth taking a look if you have a moment.